In lesson number 11, I gave you a mental training tool for the mind. And this lesson, number 12, I'm giving you a mental training tool for the body. What does the body have to do with mental training? It's mental training after all, right? Well, it has everything to do with it. If you ignore the body, you could be taking an inappropriate risk. This could cause you to kill yourself or injure yourself or traumatize yourself. At a minimum, it could decrease your motivation where you just quit climbing. The mind lies to you. If you're just reacting to what your mind is telling you, this constant thought pattern in your mind, then you're going to be reacting to its limiting tendencies. I like to say that you can't train the mind from the perspective of the mind. You need a different access point. And that access point is awareness. And we've been going over the importance of awareness for a lot of lessons now. Again, in lesson number 11, I gave you a tool for this. And the tool is to be able to notice when attention is distracted and then redirect it. This noticing is becoming more aware of when attention goes into the mind and it's not focused in the body. Now we need to see how the body integrates into this whole process. The body is the portal into knowing yourself. In fact, the body knows more about who you are than your mind does. Your body has embodied, literally, all of the experiences in your life. So you need to know how to tune into the body to understand yourself better. Well, how do you tune into the body to develop this self-knowing? How do you tune into the body to do your mental training? This is what we're investigating here. We're going to be developing somatic attention and how that integrates the body into your mental training. Now, this lesson will help you answer these questions. Why is the body important in mental training? What are the various body responsibilities? How do I develop somatic attention? I'm reading a book right now called The Extinction of Experience. And essentially it's talking about how we're being habituated to having our attention just lost in thinking. Essentially, it seems like we're living life from the neck up. This embodies us from the experience of engaging our whole body in an activity. This may sound odd being a climber, if you're a climber, but we have this tendency to just have our attention lost in the mind, lost in thinking, where we're going to just react to stressors. So if we can focus attention in the body, learn how to do that, which is developing this somatic attention, then we create a gap between awareness and thinking, kind of unhooking those so we can recognize thoughts and respond to the ones that are important and not react to the ones that are not. Awareness in the body is somatic attention. Okay, and in previous lessons, I introduced the two different minds that we have. Number one is the unmoved mind of awareness, and number two is the flexible, agile mind of attention. The unmoved mind of awareness is where we can create this gap, so we can start noticing when attention gets lost in thinking. The flexible, agile mind, this is the active, moving mind that we have for creating active attention to the tasks that we want to focus it on, that are important to us. So this flexible, agile mind is created by the intentional directing of awareness. That's the definition for attention that we're using. What are we focusing it on? The body and the senses. This creates somatic attention. There's some examples that we can look at for how we use the body in our mental training. One is how we define a yes-fall zone. We define a yes-fall zone as falls that you've taken with quality, meaning with proper breathing ice body technique and getting the proper catch from your belayer. So you can see how the body's involved here. Another is making risk decisions. We make risk decisions by tuning into the body so we can make the risk decision and not just listen to our friends and allow them to make the decisions for us. We don't want to be influenced by that. By tuning into the body, we can know how stressed we are for the kind of risk that we're facing. Another is making appropriate risk decisions. We like to use this graphic, and when you tune into the body, you can see where you are on this comfort, stress, panic continuum. Where do you want to be? 1 foot stepping into the yellow, 1 foot still in the green. So right at that edge when you're going into the stress zone. Another way that we do use the body mental training is in our commitment. When we're taking appropriate risks, we can set powerful intentions for commitment, for taking action. And we can notice when attention is leaving the body in that action that we're doing and is dwelling in the mind on doubts. So we can notice those doubts and then redirect our attention to what we intended to do, which was to stay committed. When you start practicing somatic attention, you get some insights into the body, like the different body parts have different responsibilities. So I want to share a few of those. The feet ground us for the movement that needs to happen. If you're walking, then it grounds you on the floor. If you're climbing, then you're standing on the footholds that grounds you to the rock. The legs power the movement. If you're walking, then the legs are powering that forward movement. If you're climbing, then the big muscles in your legs are doing most of the work to move you up the rock. The hips allow you to move from center. If you're moving from your hip as you're walking forward or as you're climbing, then you're moving more as an integrated unit, that kind of the center of your gravity. Your torso and your arms, the upper part of your body, expresses the movement. If you're walking, then your upper body is swinging back and forth, and the arms as you're moving forward and doing the walking. If you're climbing, then what you're grabbing is how you're expressing the movement for climbing. The head directs the movement. If you're walking straight ahead and then you decide to go in another direction, then your head is the first thing that moves in that direction to change the direction that your body's going to move. The same thing happens in climbing. A perfect example is falling. When we're teaching falling practice, we teach you to look down with your head, and that helps orient your body for proper falling posture. Your upper body tilts forward just a little bit, and you can stay upright as you're falling. The eyes direct your attention. So if you're walking forward, you're focusing your eyes on what you can see, not letting it dwell in your mind. If you change direction somewhere else, then you're directing your attention to what you can see there. The same thing in falling. When you're looking down, you don't allow your attention to dwell in your mind. You direct it toward what you can actually see in the fall zone. That helps you be attentive to what's going on in the present moment as you're progressing through that event. We work with BEB, or breathing eyes body, when we're developing this somatic attention. In previous lessons, I introduced tactical breathing. That was in the self-leadership in the world of chaos lesson. In Zen mind and swordsmanship, I shared a somatic exercise of soft eye focus. Here, we'll focus on the breathing part of the breathing eyes body elements. In later lessons, we'll go into the eyes and then the body element. We're going to be doing 2 drills. The first one is intentional breathing, and the second one will be the foundation for developing and maintaining somatic attention. So here's the drill number 1, intentional breathing. Breathing moves energy through the body system. And intentional breathing can be a deliberate way to move that energy. Now, this is not something that you're going to do all the time. Generally, you just want to breathe naturally, but this is an intentional exercise so you can experience using the breath more intentionally. We're going to be doing this, synchronizing the breath with movement with an exercise called arm circles. You'll breathe intentionally. You do that by creating a little bit of pressure with the belly muscles as you're inhaling and exhaling. So pushing the belly muscles out on the inhale and then pushing the belly muscles in on the exhale to create some intentionality there. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Let your arms hang by your sides. Exhale all the air to begin. Inhale while raising your arms up and over your head. Make the breath intentional by using the belly muscles to gently expand the belly. Exhale while lowering your arms down and back to your sides. Make the breath intentional by using the belly muscles to gently contract the belly. Repeat this 5 to 10 times. What did you notice about your heart rate? Did it increase a bit? What do you notice about your body temperature? Do you feel a little warmer? Hold your hands in front of you. What do you feel in them? Are they tingling? Breath is life. It pumps blood and energy through the body system. You can stop throughout the day and do a little bit of intentional breathing like this to ground yourself again. In climbing, you can use the intentional breath when you're resting by emphasizing the exhale to calm you down. It stimulates the parasympathetic calming part of the nervous system. You can use the breath when you're transitioning from stopping to moving after you've made a decision by doing some deliberate exhales to transition you into action. And then when you're climbing, you can use the breath either to energize you through certain difficult sections or to use the calming breath to calm you down if you're overactivated. So these are some great ways that you can use the breath in your climbing. And you can see how this translates to other activities that you have in your life also. Here's the drill number 2. EBOM for expanded body, observant mind. This is your foundation for somatic attention. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart and eyes closed. EB. Focus attention internally by creating an expanded body. First, focus on breathing. Next, scan your body for muscle tension and relax it. Finally, gently expand your body posture. OM. Focus attention externally by creating an observant mind. Feel the clothing on your skin, the air temperature, and the tingling sensations. Add to this the sense of hearing. Finally, open your eyes with a soft eyes gaze and take in what you see. The essence of OM is focus on what you can feel, hear, and see. What did you notice internally as you focused on EB? Was your breathing calm and continuous? Did you notice tensions? How did the neck feel being stretched as you elevated the head? Were you able to keep attention focused externally in OM? Could you keep attention on feelings on your skin, sounds and sights? Was it spread out equally between them? Were you able to keep your attention expanded to EBOM? EBOM is somatic attention. It's the foundation for catching yourself when you're lost in thought. It's the foundation for somatic attention. Use EBOM throughout the day to reground yourself and to notice when you're lost in thought and bringing your attention back to the body. We want to ground attention in the body so that we have a foundation for how we're using our attention, and then we can direct it where we intend it.